Hi, St. Paul LWML. Jamie Lentinky here, joining you virtually from my home in Santiago. Right now, when you're watching this video, I'm currently in Indianapolis. I apologize for not being able to make your meeting this evening, but look forward to being with you all this coming Sunday, where I'll be sharing in Bible study an in-depth view of what the mission is doing around Latin America and the Caribbean and what my role in that has been. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for your constant and steadfast prayer and financial support as I've been on the mission field for the last 3 years. It has been very encouraging, and I'm so appreciative of what the Lord has done through you for me in my time on the mission field. As most of you know, I live in Santiago de los Caballeros in the Dominican Republic. This serves as the head and the regional offices of our missions throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. On the right, you can see our new logo. On the left, that's my house where I live. I just moved in there in July. And on the right is my office. We have a theme throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. We spread the gospel, we plant Lutheran churches, and we show mercy. Most of my work has surrounded around the mercy, but I serve as a support for our mission planters who are out and about spreading the gospel. I'm able to participate in worship services, in music, preparation, flowers. I head out on visits with our church planting teams on a weekly basis and provide counsel in medical and health needs. This is us praying with a woman who lost her entire house to a fire 3 weeks ago. I also receive donations, sort medication, and give it to those in need. On the left, you can see me prepping medication to send to Venezuela. Venezuela is currently in a crisis. This is us going out on visits to the public schools and to people in homes. Most of my work is in a support role for our missionaries. These are our missionaries serving in 10 countries throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. We have a new missionary coming on that's going to free up my time for my new role. This is Terza Cray. She will be in front of our missionary and human care throughout our region. We will be serving as a partnership as I transition into my new role as regional life coordinator. This role will be alongside of our Mercy Center, and we are going to talk about life. Alongside the Mercy Center, I will be partnering with organizations that are already fighting for life, such as Lutherans for Life, pregnancy centers, and others who value life. We will be talking about disabilities, abortion, euthanasia, and more. We'll talk about sexuality, family, and lots of different topics in the form of Bible studies, pamphlets, information, and education regarding all aspects of life. One of the ways we institutionally show mercy here in the Dominican Republic is through our nonprofit, Hogares Luteranes El Buen Pastor, Good Shepherd Lutheran Homes. Here I am with Deaconess Danelle Putnam. She arrived to the Dominican Republic 13 years ago and started this organization for outreach to people with disabilities. People with disabilities in the Dominican are marginalized, they are ignored, and they are seen as less than human. The Lutheran Church, through Hogares Luteranes El Buen Pastor, is able to reach out in mercy and remind Dominicans, family members, people with disabilities that they are beloved, created by God, and chosen by Him to be His child in baptism. Here is our group home that sits right next to our Lutheran church and school in Palmar Arriba, which is also home to our Lutheran seminary. I just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to our young adults that live in the group home. Randy is on the left. He lives with autism, is shy, and has a huge heart. Francis on the right is deaf and mute, but is learning sign language at a local sign language deaf school in Santiago. He is always ready to help in church. He is the acolyte every service and always reminds people to turn the fans off to save electricity. On the left, Moises. He's the baby of the group. He also is nonverbal, but always has a huge smile waiting for you and a hug. Junior is nonverbal, is about 6'3", and is currently working for our school as the guard out in the parking lot. We also have 2 young ladies who live in the group home. I would like to introduce you to Stephanie on the left. Stephanie works at the school as a staff member and serves as a shadow for Moises in his class. She is very smart. She's ready to help with anything, and she also attends a school in night class and is learning English in Santiago. Ramona is on the right. She runs to greet every new person and is always ready for a hug. The director of the group home is Dr. Marisol Martinez, who you can see in the middle of the picture of Deaconess Danelle and myself. She is a medical doctor who has a specialty in rehabilitation. She's currently working at a governmental institution that you can see on the left called Kilómetro 28 that serves as a psychiatric rehabilitation center. Behind this center, there's a home for adults with disabilities. In my role as Regional Life Coordinator, I will also be taking on projects around the region that show the value of life. I've begun working alongside Dr. Marisol and Danelle in the disability ministry here locally in the Dominican Republic. At the end of June, Marisol, Danelle, Lillian, and I made a trip to Chile, where we learned from the Lutheran Church there in their Casa Bethesda on the work they are doing in rehabilitation for adults with disabilities. We hope to use that knowledge in revamping and reevaluating the home that is behind the Psychiatric Rehabilitation Center. My regional director, Ted Cray, and I say thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something. I would be happy to take a phone call right now during your meeting if you talk to my mom about calling me on FaceTime. Or I look forward to seeing you on Sunday and sharing more in depth and answering your questions in person about anything that you've heard during this video. God's blessings to you. I would like to take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with you. I will be praying it in Spanish, and it will be in both English and Spanish on the screen. Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase tu voluntad, así en la tierra como en el cielo. El pan nuestro de cada día, dánoslo hoy. Y perdónanos nuestras deudas, así como nosotros perdonamos a nuestros deudores. Y no nos dejes caer en la tentación, mas líbranos del mal. Porque tuyo es el reino, el poder y la gloria, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén.